students. Today we will be discussing about the question answers D and E part of chapter 13. Children, in the last class we had done ABC and most of you have done the mistake in the last part of MCQ. That will not be Mantri Parishad, it will be Mahamatra. Okay, option will be B. So please make it clear, and most of you have done mistake in your spellings, especially in fill in the blanks. So please go through the book and correct your spelling. So please correct your MCQ part, tick the correct option A, question number 5. The answer will be Mahamatra. It will not be Mantri Parishad. Okay. Now let's continue with D and E part. First question is, who was Seleucus Nicator? You come to page number 109. 109. Simply you will write Seleucus was the Greek ruler. Seleucus was the Greek ruler. Please see to it, page number 109. Greek ruler. Seleucus Nicator was the Greek ruler. Right? And also the commander of Alexander. Just see here, commander of Alexander. Right? Seleucus Nicator was the Greek ruler and the commander of Alexander. Is it clear, children? This answer is in page number 109 and this is the answer for D1. Right? Now next question is, list the main sources of the information about Mauryan dynasty. So you will write all the 6 sources. You will get in page number 109. 5 is there. Puranas, Buddhis and Jain literature, Kautilya's Arthashastra, Ashoka's edicts on rocks and stone pillars, remains of the monument. 5 is there. But the first one you will write Indica by Megasthenes. Indica by Megasthenes. This is number 1. And you will write this all 5. So total points is 6 sources. How many sources? 6 sources. 6 sources you will write. Okay. And you will write in points. This is for question number D2. And you will get in page number 109, third paragraph. Sorry, fourth paragraph. Now, which lake was built by Chandragupta Maurya and why? Okay, this is question number D3. So, come to page number 112, economic condition. You come to economic condition. First part you will write Sudarshan Lake. First part you will write Sudarshan Lake. And the second part is, why did he build? He built for irrigation facilities. It is not there, but it has to provide irrigation facilities. To provide irrigation facilities. It is there in your first line of economic condition. To provide irrigation facilities. So please, children, go carefully through the video, go see the video carefully and write the answers. So which lake was built by Chandragupta Maurya? First part answer is Sudarshan Lake. And the second part, why did he build? He built to provide irrigation facilities. Is it clear, children? Name the languages in which Ashoka's teachings were engraved. Ashoka's teachings were engraved. That means in which language he had written all his teachings. So please come to 111 page 111 and second paragraph. In which language? Only you will mention the languages Kharoshti, Prakrit, Greek and Aramaic. Page number 111, and this is for D4 answer. Okay, D4. Only mention the languages. Next is, what advice was given by Ashoka to his son and grandson? Same page 111 here. He advised his son and grandson not to conquer new countries. What advice he gave to Ashoka to his son and grandson? Not to conquer new countries. So, what is the answer for D5? What advice was given by Ashoka to his son and grandson? Not to conquer new countries and go for Dharma Vijay. Go for Dharma Vijay. Please don't copy the same sentence from the book. Just write it in short and in changed form. So he advised his son and grandson not to conquer new countries and go for Dharma Vijay. So this is the answer for D5. So children, we have completed this D part. Now let's come to E part of the answers, which is the long answers. Describe the finest example of the architecture of Mauryan period. That means you have to write in points. You have to write in points. Okay. And you will get this in page number 112 and 13. So first you will write like this. Palaces. You will write from page number 113. First point you will write, the palaces of Ashoka was very beautiful. If you can't write executely, if you can't recall this, then write was very beautiful and was praised by Chinese traveler Fa Hing. Okay. Or you can write simply, the palace of Ashoka was very beautiful. This is the first point of art and architecture of Mauryan period. Second is the stupa of Sanchi and its gateway is the best example of the architecture. Third, you will write, the Mauryan rulers dug many caves for the monks to live in. Only up to this much you will write. Third point, you will write, many caves were dug by Mauryan rulers for the monks to live in. Children, please, repeatedly I am telling you, write the answers in points. Fourth point is, the finest example of architecture can be seen in the form of stone pillars with shining surfaces. These pillars were crowned with animal figures and Dharma Chakra. Up to there. Fifth one, rock edicts have been found in Rupnath, Sasram and Bairat. And the sixth one, monasteries were built for the monks to live in. So these are all the 6 points of art and architecture built during the Mauryan period, and this is for question number E1, and you will get this in page number 113. Next is main features of Ashoka's Dharma related to social and ethical code of conduct. So come to page number 111. 111. This is for question number E2. You will get this in Third paragraph, and clearly it is written there two main features of Ashoka's dharma, 1 and 2. That is written over there. So first, everybody should avoid. From there you will write tolerance and peace up to there. And second, you will write from everybody should avoid arrogance and enmity up to all religions. So this answers are directly straightforward. So please note it down. Next is, what did Ashoka do for the welfare of his people? Same page you will get this answer below this paragraph, 111. Fifth paragraph, Ashoka's state was really a welfare state. What did Ashoka do for the welfare of his people? So you will write from here. He treated his people as a father would treat his children. He gave maximum facilities to his people. Trees were planted. Both sides, hospitals were dug. Hospitals were made for the people. Wells were dug. Hospitals were opened for people and animal. Orphanages and old age homes were established. Up to established. This is for question number E3. And you will get this answer in page number 111. And children, this E2, E3 is very, very important for you. Next is social and economic life of the people. This is also direct question. You will get in page number 112. You will give the heading separately and write the answers separately. Social condition and economic condition. But don't copy all the points from the book. Only write the main points. What you have to write? Varna and ashram system of Rig Vedic were in practice. Then most people married within their own caste and followed their parental trade or profession. People lived peacefully and harmoniously with each other. Up to there for social condition. And for economic condition, agriculture was the basis of village economy. Many dams and lakes were constructed to provide irrigation facilities. Proper attention was paid to cattle rearing and pastures. Have you got that, children? Agriculture was the base of the village economy. Many dams were built, constructed to provide irrigation facilities, and proper attention was paid to cattle rearing and pastures. Apart from that, you will also write from the next paragraph, promotion of trade was ensured by government officials. Cotton, wool, silk and jute products were the main items of internal and foreign trade. Up to there, this is the answer for question number E4. And you will get this answer in page number 112. And please, children, write separately. Give the heading social condition, write the answer for social condition, and again you give the heading economic condition and write that. How did Kalinga War prove to be a turning point in the life of Ashoka? Yes, this is also very important one. How did Kalinga War prove to be a turning point in the life of Ashoka? So the last question, E5, how did Kalinga War prove to be a turning point in the life of Ashoka? This answer is properly and in systematic way it is not given. So I am writing here the answer. Please copy down the answer from here. Kalinga War proved to be a turning point in the life of Ashoka? Because after this war, I'm going slowly, children, because I'm writing the answer. Because after this war, he followed the path. Path means the way. रास्ता जिसको बोलते हैं. Path. P-A-T-H. After this war, he followed the path of Dharma Vijay. D capital. Dharma Vijay. And not to wage war. Wage means W-A-G-E. Wage means not to involve oneself. Not to wage war in future. In future. Right, children? So I have given this answer of E5 in your book. Okay, so please go through the video and write the answer. I am again repeating this. Kalinga War proved to be a turning point in the life of Ashoka because after this war he followed the path of Dharma Vijay and not to wage war in future. This was the turning point in the life of Ashoka. And as I told you that when I was discussing about the decline of Mauryan Empire, that time I told you that this was only the main reason behind the decline, because after that his enemies was involved in war. They defeated Ashoka's successors after that, and as Ashoka decided himself and also asked his successors not to wage war, that's why this was one of the reasons behind the decline of Mauryan Empire. So this is the turning point in the life of Ashoka. So please children, go through it and write the answers very carefully. Children, you can also go through the value-based question effects of Kalinga War on Ashoka's. And you will see that after you go through this value-based questions, effects of Kalinga War, that is given in page number 116, you will come to know what was the main concept of Ashoka after this Kalinga War. So please write this, and this is your homework to write the D and E part of this answer and send in assignment section or in MS Team. Children, please don't post the answer or give your homework in chat section. Please send your homework in assignment section. I am repeatedly telling you, I am going to check your homework only in the assignment section. Thank you.